Yes, indeed. We are here today. This is Blake Wallace, real estate trainer and broker, owner of Wallace Realty Group, and also the training platform Real Estate Academy. Listen, today I decided to go live and talk about sales slumps. The reason why is because I'm working with a couple of people now in my training program, and I see this trend happening. The trend is this: we get started, we talk about prospecting. We talk about the tools that we need in order to prospect every single day in order to build your business and make it scalable and predictable. Prospecting, meaning this is cold calling, this is door knocking. These are the active things that you can do in order to build your business and your listing inventory, right? We all know that these things make people uncomfortable. I've been there. We've all been there. And the first sign of being able to avoid that pain, the pain of prospecting, you take it, you latch onto it, and you avoid everything that will cause that pain. For example, let's say you're just getting started, you're about to get started and start jumping into your dialer, you're going to map out your area that you're going to go door knock, then all of a sudden you get a buyer lead. That buyer lead wants to buy a property, you go out, you start working with that buyer lead, or you call that buyer, you set up a buyer consultation, you start talking with them, doing whatever, right? Whatever it is that you need to do in order to service that client, right? All the while, you still have not started prospecting. You're working with this one buyer, but you're hanging on to that buyer because you're hoping that sometime down the line, within maybe the next 45 to 90 days, you're going to collect a check at closing, right? However, think of it this way: all the time that you're spending only working with that buyer and doing nothing else, doing so much structured procrastination, you are not prospecting to build up your listing bank. And when you don't have a listing bank, your business is going to come to a standstill once you have that one closing. So you have to continue to protect your time, whether it's in the morning. I always do my prospecting from 10 to 1. I protect that time from 10 to 1. If you do not do that on a daily basis, you will not have the opportunity to build up a listing bank to have business continue coming in. What you want is to make real estate become something that gives you a consistent stream of income. 2 closings per month, 3 closings per month, 4 closings per month. The only way to do that is to constantly be talking to people about buying or selling real estate. Now, we've all gotten into the slump. I call it a slump because you completely come to a standstill. Here's what happens: you're desperate. You want listings. You've tried everything: Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok, whatever's out there now, whatever people are telling you to do, you start doing. Then you realize that, hey, I'm going to try this prospecting thing out, right? Because probably ran out of money doing everything else. Then you go out and prospect and you actually get a listing. Realizing that prospecting works, now you're marketing that listing. What do you do to market that listing? You start doing your direct mail again. You may go knock on a few doors. You put it up on the MLS and it gets sent out, blasted out to all the email, to all the websites. But what happens during that time again is that you stop the prospecting. And that's the number one problem. You stop the prospecting. 3 or 4 weeks go by, you haven't prospected. You've added no new leads to your database. You've added no new cold leads to the people that have told you no, so that now when you call that list isn't going to be as hot because you're going to get through it in 5 minutes, dialing through it on a dialer, and then you're not going to be able to reach the full potential of what that list is. Keep building that list up. Every single day, you need to focus on getting more leads, talking to more people about buying and selling real estate. That's just the bottom line. And if you stop that for a few weeks, once you have that closing, you're all the way back at zero. Instead, imagine this. Imagine you get that listing. You put that listing out on the MLS, do an open house, whatever it may be that you do to market your listing, right? But let's say, because you know that if you have a listing, you're not necessarily one that has to go out and show that listing. So now you have that listing. Now you structure your prospecting up around that listing. You can either go knock on doors, 10, 10, 20, knock on doors around there, let them know that you've listed a house, getting a lot of interest. Would you like for me to do a valuation for you? Do you know anybody moving to the area? Build your call list out of there. Go do your Get your geo leads from wherever you're getting them from. I would suggest getting them from Prospect Boss and doing agent circle prospecting. Get your list, start calling around that list using the exact same script. Now you have a listing in that area and you can talk with so much more confidence because you're actually selling a home in that area. Imagine the power behind your script at that point. Imagine the power in your tone of voice at that point. Now, as you do that and your listing is on the market for a couple of weeks and you're prospecting around that, you're constantly building up that list. Now, when that listing sells, you call back and tell people that you just sold that house and you wanted to know if they wanted to sell their house because you're still looking for properties to market. Now, that closing comes. That closing comes, closing day, great. You get paid for all your hard work. But how much more comforting would it be if you know that a couple more days from now, you've got another listing coming on? You've got another listing coming on after that. You've got another listing coming on after that. That is the power of prospecting and protecting your time. Okay. That is how you avoid the sales slump. That's how you don't get into a mode of 2, 3 months going by and you don't have any other closings. As a real estate agent, you need to be closing every single month. You need at least one closing every single month. 2 is great, 3 is better, 4 is even better, 5, phenomenal. All right. But you'll realize what you can handle and set your goal to say, I want no more than 4 or 5 closings every single month, whether it's sellers or buyers, sellers and buyers, whatever that may be. You'll find that you'll be plenty busy, but you'll still be able to get your prospecting in. And that's how the game works. All right. Listen, if you have any questions or you want to talk about how you can become a real estate rainmaker, how you can avoid this sales slump, click that link in the description. Let's talk about how we can get you to the point to where when you close, you're not starting back at zero. All right. This has been Blake Wallace. I appreciate you for watching.